All right, I think that I'm ready for today now. Um, you know, um, because I have to do my work on my stuff, which is about coding the stuff like some stuff like that. Now, anyway, just get back to my work. I think that I'm really ready for my speaking today, so just do it. And let's start it. Okay. All right. One, three, two, one, start. I mean, most of your people who sat in chair, it's not about what college you went into, it's about their own initiative, their own drive, their own ambitions, their own curiosity. I can say from the era which I grew up, I don't give a rat's ass what you say about me, get to you. Can only be rather if your back is bent. On my tombstone, I want I be that. Be ashamed to die until you have scored some victory for humanity. Many people look for meaning in life, and so under the rock or behind the tree. But this is my meaning. You have more power than that. You have the power to create meaning in your life rather than passively look for it. Meaning to me is do no more but work today than did yesterday. That has this meaning for me. And it's accumulate and it goes daily. In the month, my mobile you did, they just a day later. So tomorrow continue to grow. And for expression to me worsen real find meaning. It was how do I create meaning and study all the things. You can rely on the same with the people which are girls but do not hold power over you. The famous quote from Martin Luther King. You can burn if your back is bent. If your back is bent. When I grew up, it was very common to hear the phrase, stick in the sun and break my bones. The words will never hurt me. I haven't heard the phrase in a long time. I don't hear it recited in elementary school. In elementary, but I think what has been over years is we came to learn under civilization that works can be hurtful. That's an offense in mental health. What I see the left side of the coin, however, is people are less able to deal with the same people who are around today, who are up back then, who are calling your names. I can say from around which I grew up, I don't give a rat's what you say to me. Unless you see me as some goal, then how do you get as some way? Either racist person, or sensitive person, or person with some kind of cultural bias. I want to know that actually I want you to say everything you want to say. Then I'll say, okay, that's who you are. That's how you're thinking. So now what I need to do, because you're in my way, do I dig under you, go around you, live over you? Or do you go this way and then come outside the other side? But as long as my effort, it's my energy. But some level it's not sort of some just different day. You can see you being racist, you being and that's not you're not navigated. I think high school, as we learn how to deal with difficult people. There are people who are nasty, you don't have to navigate them. There are people who you cannot interact with for every reason or another. You can be Cuban next to you in your workplace. So I think we're vulnerable to total social part that people are started into the high school experience. When it's like I could learn more but I stay with other people. Hey, how to with other people is now in your portfolio. Your motivation forgets that you have this couch. They have some vision statement and they have grit. Okay, they got knocked out, they stood back up, they try another way, they're not back away and it's successful. Either misused by wealth or influence or just joy in nice persons. For me, what do we for the public? 80 plus percent of it is driven by duty, not by ambition. That's how I feel it. If the case is handed up hosting, custom in 2014 is in Dreams window, Carl Sagan, who is talented. He's approached me and said, Would you consider hosting commerce? I said, don't. I said, I don't. There's a dozen people. I mean, I have a dozen people who show me this opportunity. I don't need to do that. I really don't. Then I thought about it. And I said, when me, Carl Sagan, we were 17. I was planning to college in got corner. I was accepted in corner. You didn't know what college you want to go into. And the admissions officer wrote a version told in the comments mail and flogged me the commission to him. First reaction. And he sent me a letter. And I get this letter and I opened it. It says, understand you like the same stuff I like. Do you want to convince the campus and to help you decide if you want to go to Cornell? He met me outside the building on a Saturday. It's something really cool. He reads the back of the book of sale. He's wrote this book and sent it to me. Invitation, future astronomer, Senator Clark. Later in the day, I'm going back to New York. It begins to know at the does off in December, Ithaca. And he says, here's my phone number. If the birds can get through, first to know, it's a minute night with my family and go back tomorrow. I'm thinking, who am I? Why? I'm nobody. There was somebody to him. And I said to myself, if remotely at frames as he is, I wish students the way he had treated me. If you can force his memory into this now commerce, it will have a way to justify who what I am and as the next host because on the touch your past, it wasn't passed in 2014, it was passed in 1935. To New York Times future astronomer, I still have the book. And was it an adult signed it? But a kid who never thought the curiosity. I mean, most of the people who have visited the chair, it's not about what college they went into, it's about their own initiative, their own drive, their own ambitions, their own curiosity. That's not taught in school. Sadly, school development us is anti-vaccine. The poor information in it is that over here, here graduate you praised. You may even give comments speech. It will become a crash course and move out of work. I don't think so. You come to the step on last step school, you're not singing the Alice Cooper song, school's out forever. It'll be a sad song. You'll be singing, Shang-Chi. I gotta go to 3 months without learning anything. You should be sad and the school's over. Not happy. And so you leave school, say to yourself, I know how to learn. I now have a curiosity of all things I've been exposed to. I know you could become a lifelong learner. I read things. It takes me to places where people think realize that has impacted you so much it still carries today. For me, other schools were full of wisdom, is clean in his life, and he successfully communicated to me either by example or by just explicit statements. In high school, he was gym class. They were lining up and they were about to enter the next athletic unit and it was track and field. And the gym instructor pointed me out further on the line and said, new stage situation, everyone look at him. He doesn't have a body type that should excel in jack. And he says, what? No one is going to tell me what I can do in my life. And he used that as a reason to start running. Within a few years of that, we became world class. In 1948, the Olympics were not yet ready to come back to us because we're still building and rolling for the Second World War. Instead, it was still an Olympics. It was called GI Olympics and it was held in Hitler Stadium. And he competed in Hitler Stadium in the late 1940s. But the reason why I'm saying that is it refers to named Charlie Johnson. They were competing against New York Athletic Club. New York Athletic Club at that time accepted only white Protestants. So there were another club, the Brenner Club, to everybody who was not accepted into New York Athletic Club, basically lacking Jews. And his best friend, Johnny Johnson, okay, we're coming around the back stretch. They've been quite mild, coming on the final straight away. And the runner for New York Athletic Club was a few paces behind him, and Johnny Johnson overhears that runner's coach say, catch that nigger, and he overhears this. And so did he say to himself, he said, this is a nigger that he answered the catch and extended his legs to the finish line. And he told the story, not with any bitter turn. It was his occasion to parlay, what today may be called a minor migration, into a reason to excel even more than you, irrespective of your own abilities and talents. My question, what is impact you want to live in the world? My impact would be people learn from me in a way that they are empowered by what I taught to them. So they think, oh, what they know what think of me. If they think of their own base of understanding of how this world works, I become irrelevant. And because people say this is true because society says so, then they failed. That's not how you teach someone. That's teaching them by our stories. I don't. That's no. I want to think to you how to think about the world. And you're saying, and you have been way to understand the world, and you did run off. You don't even look back because a new level of hunger descended upon you, and methods tools to feed that hunger are not accessible to you. So impact would be that all us impacted, and they don't even remember they have something to do with it. Also, after this one, I feel really confident about my speaking skill right now, but I'm not sure if we can keep this going. We're talking with Miss with the English teacher. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, I think I can move for me a little bit more than yesterday. Just keep going on.